Hi everyone. Today I'd like to share with all of you how to set up a simple content page. I believe that many of the fellow lecturers then at some point in time have to prepare lecture notes, and uh, the next thing that happens is that you have to create a content page, and then the next thing is that you have to painfully go through every section and trace where the first page of each chapter is, and then you have to compile that into a content page. That is horribly painful, especially when you are at the end, the tail end of completing your lecture notes or your textbook, whatever it is, and suddenly you realize, oh, I'm going to add an additional page, or maybe page 100 or page 120, for example, and you have to readjust the entire content page manually. That's not very funny, especially if you have to do this at night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I went through that process, and I think this is not a very good use of time. So today I'm going to share with everyone how to create a content page on Microsoft Word. It is really not very difficult. So here I have a blank document. And of course you can see that I didn't include any of my notes here, right? So let's say, for instance, you have a set of notes, and this notes is going to have like 10 chapters. So let's say here I have chapter 1. I have chapter 2 here, right? I should just increase the font size so you can see it. Let's say 18, maybe 28. Okay, good. So that's 28, big enough. So here I have chapter 2. Let's say I have another chapter. Let's make this a 3-chapter document. Okay, so here. Okay, chapter 3. Let's say in this material I have 3 chapters, and I want to make a content page right here on the very first page. Okay, so what I'll do is that I would go to this tab that says References, click on References, and click on this button that says Table of Contents. You can select any style of content page if you want, but I'm going to use the first one, Automatic Table 1, just for demonstration. Click that. Okay, it says creating a table of contents. Start by applying a heading style from the Styles gallery to the selected text. Okay, fine. Alright, now you can see that the content page is right now empty. So what we'll do now is that we're going to, sorry about it. Okay. What we're going to do next is that, okay, there is chapter 1. I want this chapter 1 to appear right inside my content page. So I click References, and I have Add Text here. Can you see the button? Add Text. Click Add Text. Now there is different levels of addition. So I'm going to show you the level 2 and 3 later on. Okay, I'm going to start with level 1. Okay, done. You'll find that now there is a little triangle that appears here. Now it depends on your screen resolution. There should be a small triangle that appears here. Now the content page is still blank. So what you do is that come over to the content page, and then what you do is that you do a left click on this. You see that there is a small little flag that appears. Let me zoom in so that it's clearer for you to see. Here it is. So I'm going to click here, Update Table. Can you see that? Chapter 1. Now say for instance, for some reason I decided to add more stuff, and then chapter 1 now appears on the following page. Okay, let me zoom out. So you can see that my content page and chapter 1 now disappeared from here. Now chapter 1 is now right here. Right, and that's chapter 2. So and that's very common, when you prepare lecture notes, you find that you have to shift your chapters. So when such a thing happens, left click on the box here, click the Update Table button. You can choose to update the page numbers only, and you see here, now it's 3. Right, very handy. Okay, but you know what? I had another few more chapters. I had chapter 2. I'm going to add chapter 2 into the content page. Highlight chapter 2 and select references. Again, once more, come to the add text button. Select level 1. Okay, good. That's done. Okay, now coming back to content page, you realize that the content page is still showing only chapter 1. So I'm going to just click on update table, and I'm going to check here, update entire table. See? Now I have 2 chapters, chapter 1 and 2. Right. Now, of course, in my demonstration, I had created a chapter 3. Right, I had a chapter 3. So I'm going to add this chapter 3 inside in my content page as well. Click references, select the add text button, click level 1. Okay, good, that's done. Okay, content page. So like what I did earlier on, I will left click on the box here, on the content page box. Okay, and left click on the update table tab, select entire table. See, now you have chapter 1 to 3, and you have on page 3, 4 and 5. Right, very handy. Which means that, let's say for instance, obviously when you prepare lecture notes, sometimes we'll add stuff like, for instance, let's say now I'm going to add chapter 1, introduction. Now when you do this, the content page can also be updated to also have the word introduction. Observe here. Okay, same thing, left click on the content page box, and then click on the update table, select update entire table. See, the word introduction appears. So it's super useful. Cut short all your effort at preparing content page. You must try this. Right. Okay, next thing. I promised that I'll show you this function, which is add text level 2. Let me show you how the level 2 works. Let's say in my chapter 1, I have sub-chapters like chapter 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. And I wanted to add all those in. Okay, so okay, here I am, chapter 1. And I realized that in my lecture notes, I want to have a chapter 1.1. So let me just copy this. 1.1, right? So 1.1 here. So maybe let me name this as more details. For example, I'm going to have a 1.2 as well. Let me have a 1.2. Right, so I'm going to add 1.2 in the following page. Okay, let me add 1.2 here. Oops, sorry, 1.2. Right. I shift chapter 2 to the following page. Okay, good. Done. Right. So I have here, as mentioned, I have an introduction. I have chapter 1.1 and 1.2. Okay. Oh, and let me just try to refresh my table. Okay, can you see that there's 1.1, 1.2? You see that? More details, more details. So I'm going to show you how the level 2 works, the level 2 text, which is this one. References, add text, level 2. Okay, I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, follow me closely. So I'm going to go and go to this 1.1. Now, as you prepare very, long lecture notes, and you want to zoom to that page very quickly, do you see this? It says Control plus click to follow link. So I'm going to do that, Control, and press the left mouse button. Okay, now I'm at 1.1. Okay, I'm going to change this to level 1. So I'm going to just from level 1 to level 2. Okay, change to level 2. Okay, that's done. Okay, now it's level 2. Let's go back to content page and update the table again. Can you see that? So the level 2 creates this indentation. Alright, so I'm going to do the same for 1.2. Oops, sorry. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to highlight this, click references, add text. So level 1 I'm going to change to level 2. Okay, good. Let me go back to content page. Okay, same thing, click on the content page box, update table, click on the update entire table button. That's it. Right, very simple. It's not complicated at all. It's a very simple process. Okay, so I hope that have been helpful, and then that should save you a lot of time in preparing lecture notes. And content page is truly a very painful process. With this, much of the work is reduced. Alright, thank you for watching. Oh yes, perhaps you have, you know what, I forgot that I should add this. Now, before I end off, some of you may ask, what happens if I do not want a certain item on the content page? Let's say chapter 3, you do not want that on the content page. Well, removing it is a very simple process. Press Ctrl, left click, and what you do is that highlight the content, the title of the page, chapter 3, go to references, and then what you do is that do not show on in the table of contents, right? Okay, you find that the small little triangle no longer appears. Okay, that means it's already removed from the content page. Let's just go back to the content page. Right, so you need to click on the update button so that the updating will remove the chapter 3. Now I'm going to click OK, observe. See, chapter 3 disappeared. Alright, so I've shown you how to add a content page, and I've shown you how to use level 1, level 2, and level 3 basically means that the indentation is a bit more, right? I don't really use the indentation, but it's really up to you how you prepare lecture notes. So that's this, and not very difficult to prepare a content page. Thank you for watching. I'm Wildy Chia, and if you have more questions on this, you can drop me an email, right? And this is again a super useful tool for those of you who are preparing lecture notes for your subject. Thank you for watching once again.